This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by the British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley over Zoom. Fabio, probably going to be asked a bunch of questions you've been asked numerous times throughout the day. But let's just start off. How are you? How are you feeling since your barn burner of a fight with Frazer Clarke on Sunday night?
Fun burner. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. All is well. All is well. Couple bumps, couple bruises, little marks here and there, but overall, sound as.
Fabio, it's a fight which it had everybody talking. When I was going on Twitter, when I was going on my group chats, everybody was talking about this fight. I know ultimately as a fighter and as a winner, that was the most important thing for you, and you might not have got the result. But when do you start to look back and reflect on what was an unbelievable night for heavyweight boxing, especially in the UK?
Yeah, look, some point this week is when I'll really probably take a second. When all things like this die down, probably when I'm on holiday next week, so probably next week, when I take a second to just look back, kind of review in my head, just mull it over, I'll think, you know what, actually, that was pretty mad. That was a pretty mental week and a mental night.
Take me back to Sunday night, Fabio. We obviously haven't had a chance to catch up since. Just walk me through the fight firstly and how you was assessing it all as it was all progressing.
Um, yeah, I didn't start off great in the early rounds. His jab was pinging well, and I wasn't really finding too much of an answer for that. As the rounds went on, I settled. I found my timing a bit better. Then my nose caused a few problems. Um, so it just kind of went from there. And then as kind of the things I wanted to do weren't coming off how I wanted them to, I just decided to kind of turn it into something else, turn it into a bit of a scrap, turn it into a bit of a war, and try and outwar him that way.
Was his jab better than what you initially thought it might be? He has an extended amateur pedigree. Obviously, his boxing skills going into the fight was being spoke about being a bit of a higher level than your own, but was it maybe a better weapon of his than you initially anticipated?
I think he was just a bit sharper and a bit faster than I actually thought he would be. He was just a bit snappier with the things he was doing. I thought he'd be a lot more laboured in his work, and I thought it'd be a lot easier to time him. Like I say, eventually I found the timing of the shots I wanted to and was getting things off, but it just came a bit later than I'd wanted to.
I mean, you could say, and obviously you dropped him as well earlier on in the fight. And there were other moments where it looked like you might have hurt him. What was going through your mind when you dropped him? And also on those moments when it seemed like Frazer was hurt, did you feel like the stoppage was maybe within your fingertips at those points?
Yeah, of course. I felt like it was right there. Once my opponent's hurt, I'm always able to finish them up, always able to get them out of there. It was just unfortunate timing wise that the bell went the second he got up and he was able to get away with it. Another 30 seconds, another minute or so, I'd have been able to really do some damage. So, yeah, look, it's just the way it goes sometimes. It doesn't work out.
The gum shield, Fabio. Obviously Fraser spat it out a couple of occasions. I don't know if that's correct to me to say spat it. He fell out of his mouth on a couple of occasions. Um, what did you make of that?
Look, it is what it is. It's an old wily trick. Get yourself some more time. Sneak yourself a few more extra seconds to recover. Pull yourself back. Like you can. I could bitch and moan about it all I wanted, but ultimately, it is what it is, really, isn't it? We've all got little tricks of the trade of things we do to try and sway the fight our way, or to try and just get away with little extra things. So look, it was just another one of those. There's nothing to cry about there. He's not the first to do it, and he won't be the last.
I'm sure I'm not again the first person to ask you about this. All the talks now going to be is if we will see the rematch. Um, in your list of priorities, where would you say a rematch with Fraser would rank?
I don't know yet. I haven't assessed. I haven't looked. I haven't taken the time to look around at the landscape. Otherwise, the boxing, see what else is going on, see what else is there, um, and see if that's the best fight for me. I know a lot of fans will want it. A lot of people will want to see that fight again. So that draw of it will always be there. But again, whether that's the best fight for me or not is a different question entirely. Who knows?
I know you've been quite open about having that desire to fight at Portman Road, and people always talk about when there's talk of stadium fights, you need the right dance partner. Given what you two delivered on Sunday, do you feel like Frazer is probably the dance partner if it was to be a Portman Road fight at this stage in your career?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like I said, I've mentioned about Portman Road before and wanting to do it properly, wanting it to be the right fight. So he seems like the right person for that. Obviously, coming off the back of everything that's gone on as well and the fight and stuff, it makes the fight massive. It makes it big. So he seems like the right guy for the job.
At the same time, Fabio, I was quite happy to see a lot of people raise the point that when two people, especially in the heavyweight division, deliver a fight like that, you deserve not just your downtime, but it'd be maybe a little bit understandable if it wasn't the immediate fight next, because those are the types of fights which they can add miles to the clock. And I don't think it's a type of fight you want to be having continuously throughout your career.
Yeah, no, of course. Going straight into it may not be the most advisable thing. Maybe he'll want a little one himself, test himself up, tune himself up. Maybe I'll go for something similar as well. Again, it depends when we want to do it and how we want to do it, really. Because if we do choose to take it to Portman Road, then there is a time constraint on that in terms of the pitch and it being available and things like that, putting it all together. If not, we do it somewhere else. We go to Wembley, do it in 90,000. No, no, but it just depends where, basically, which has a bearing on that. So we'll see.
Fabio, obviously everybody knows in the build-up, he was probably the sharper of the two when it came to the social media posts and what have you. How much did you have banked if Sunday had seen you have your hand raised?
I didn't actually. I didn't have anything banked. This is the thing with me. I don't bank anything. I'll be honest. My brain's a bit wild. It just randomly things will pop up, and I'll be like, "Oh, that'll be good. That'll come up." Like even with the T-shirt thing that I did for the press conference, that came into my head about 10 p.m. the night before, and I thought, "Oh yeah, let's whip one of those up quickly. That'll be funny." So I didn't actually have anything banked for the for the afterwards. And again, I like to have a poke and a prod at my opponents, but especially after a fight like that, I don't want to take the piss and double down on him and really dig into him at all. Because again, he's earned my respect. He deserves the respect of a good fighter that went through a hard 12 rounds. So there's not. I might have a little jab here and there, but there's nothing I'm gonna really dig in on him for. There'll be no baby pictures anymore. I tell him that.
Um, I know we saw the video of the pair of you coming together after the fight, where you kind of told him to leave you alone. But have
Mm.
you kind of exchanged any messages at all since, just to say, other than I've seen obviously some exchanges over Twitter, private messages, have you guys exchanged any just to say, listen, top fight, you never know, we might do it again?
No, we haven't actually. We haven't actually said anything. Like you say, there's been a few back and forths on Twitter, a few things said in that, but we haven't actually said anything personally to each other. Not as of yet, anyways.
I'm sure you've seen as well, Dan Rafael's reported potential September date. What can you tell me?
I don't know where the fuck Dan Rafael is getting his information from, but no one's spoken to me and no one's asked me, and it won't be September. I'll tell you that now. Tell you, Dan's facts are wrong. I don't know where he's got that from, but I've not been asked. There's been no conversations between my team, his team, me, him. There's been absolutely zero. So I don't know where Dan's getting those from.
Fabio, I'm also just keen to know, what do you feel like you proved yourself in that fight?
I proved a lot of the same, really. I think people knew that I had grit, I had heart. I'll fight to the last breath. I'll go out on my shield if needs be. So I think I proved that, but also I guess probably the biggest question mark was me for me as well is that I was always blowing people out in a couple of rounds, whereas now I powered through 12 rounds at a hard pace, a hard fight with an injury, with a cut, getting and just with a big experienced opponent in front of me as well. So I think that ticked a lot of boxes as well. That was always the question mark. Oh, what's he going to be like over 12 rounds? Will he still have it in the tank? Is he going to be still as powerful? And even you saw, even in like the 10th or 11th round, I still had him rocked. I had him going. So I've still got it all the way through. It's always in the tank.
How much of a surprise was it for you to see Frazer standing up at that point still and showing that same type of determination and grit to see the fight out?
Yeah, massively. Look, I wasn't ignorant to the fact that he's got some heart. I knew that. We know it from the amateurs. We've seen him been in some wars and stuff in the amateurs, like the fight with the Joe Joyce and things like that. So you know he's got it. My question always was, how will he perform under the lights? What will he do? Will it affect him? Will it get to him? Seemingly not. Seemingly it brought the best out in him. He said in the build up as well, he needs the right dance partner, and apparently I was that for him. So
Do you feel like this could be the setting for a potential trilogy, Fabio?
yeah, maybe. We'll see. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. We'll see.
I mean, that's it. And also, a final one on that. Financially, it could be a hugely rewarding fight for the pair of you in a rematch. I've seen people suggest maybe taking it to Saudi, which I'm sure British boxing fans would rather see it over here, given what he delivered at the O2. How big could this rivalry become now?
Yeah, look, you saw what happened with White Chisora with that one. They did that twice over. People absolutely loved it. Those type of fights, not comparing it, but like with Pacquiao and Marquez and saying things like when the fans call for it, when the fights are so great and they want to see it again, usually the fans get what they want. So maybe we could see it. We could see it here. The UK fans are massive. I love being here in front of them and being able to bring my hometown fans to the fight and to the shows and stuff. So yeah, maybe here, maybe Saudi, maybe never, maybe twice more. Who the fuck knows?
Fabio, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I'm leaving now to obviously enjoy what's left of your evening. Enjoy some well-earned breaks, some well-earned sun, and thank you for speaking to me in Boxing News.
Cheers, man. Thank you.